Welcome back. I am Dr. Kevin Hadley. This is the Board Game Professor. So this is for the game Pandemic by Matt Leacock, published by Z-Man Games. Illustrated on there. This is the video not for how to play. This is not the video for the educational value. This is just the overall how does the game play. So if you're not familiar with Pandemic, that's what this video is for. If you know all about Pandemic, you can go ahead and skip this video. But for all these videos, for all the games that we want to review, we want to give a general overview of how the game plays, the kind of the story, how it unfolds. That way you have a better context and insight into what we're trying to teach and how we're trying to teach it. So, in Pandemic, what you're trying to do is you are part of a CDC team, that is Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Well, don't forget about the prevention. The prevention is important. In any case, you're part of this team, and there's all these diseases that have been spreading across the globe. So here's the map of the board, and you can see you've got blue diseases up here in the States, you've got red diseases in the East, in East Asia, and so on and so forth, and you've got a pandemic. But you've got these four diseases. You've got basically two major goals that you got to deal with. You've got to deal with the disease spread, and you've got to find the cures before the game ends. Now, when does the game end? Well, if the disease gets too far spread, then you die. Okay. The other thing is there is a set time limit within the game through the player deck. So there's cards in the player deck, again, explained in how the game's actually played. But once you have to draw the last card, the game ends. So there is a set time limit on which you have to achieve this goal of discovering the four cures. And the four cures basically is done through collection of cards. So you have to have so many cards of a certain color to discover that cure in some. And so these cards are really resources. They also allow you to move around, but again, you have that aspect of, okay, do I use this resource as a cure? Do I use this resource to help me move around the board? And that's basically what you can do in the game. You can move around the board, you can treat disease, you can cure disease, and you can do things with the cards. And as a team, this is a cooperative game. You either win as a team or you lose as a team. Okay, and so on a player's turn, they do four actions, then they draw two cards, and then the bad guy gets to play. Who's the bad guy? It's the disease. So what you do is you draw these infection cards. So this says Johannesburg. You draw Johannesburg and infect Johannesburg and gets sicker and gets worse. But what's nice is everybody has special roles. So everybody on the team is diversified, so that we have a researcher here, we have a dispatcher here. They both have different powers that allow them to do different things in the game, or at least let them bend rules that are established in the game. So one of the scientists is allowed to discover a cure with one less card than everybody else, and that's what makes them special. You have these different things of treating, moving, curing, and a balancing of a goal, trying to race against the clock, and one thing that keeps happening is you get these epidemic cards. They intensify the situation. So like those towns that you've already treated and figured out, well, they're going to come back to haunt you, and things are just going to get worse. So you have to keep on top of what's going on in the game. You also have kind of special powers that let you bend, different rules to make it easier. But they're one-time shots, so they kind of impact the game that way. But that's the basic premise of the game. So to really sum it up, you're on a team. You have to talk to each other and plan together on how to treat disease, make sure people don't get sick, and then find the cure for those diseases so people don't get sick in the future. And do that in a timely manner. So, but I'm not going to review the game. I'm not going to say any opinions on it. I'm not even going to tell you how the game is played. Those are what the other videos are for. This is just a background video on what the game is and kind of how it plays. So now, if you're watching this for that information, hopefully you have some information on, okay, now I kind of understand what's going on with Pandemic. It was described in a totally different way for me. But otherwise, go watch the other videos. They'll probably give you more insight that you're requiring whether that's how this game can teach things or how to actually play this game. Again, thank you until next time. I'm Dr. Kevin Hadley, and this is the Board Game Professor.